Good evening. And you stay here. A Japanese restaurant chain sparks a tipping debate. In some parts of the world, like US, tipping in restaurants and bars isn't just normal; it's expected. In other countries, you don't have to tip, but it's nice to do if the service has been very good. And then there are some countries where tipping just isn't a part of the culture. This includes Japan, where a tip may even be refused, much to the surprise of the tourist offering it. However, a Japanese business has sparked debate by putting a tip box on its restaurants. A photo taken in Gyukatsu Motomura, a shop known for its beef cutlets that has 24 restaurants in Japan, has been shared online, showing a plastic tip box by its cash register. The box says "Tip box, thank you" in English and looks to be full of 1,000 yen and $5 bills. Sora News 24 writes that Gyukatsu Motomura actually put tip boxes in all of its restaurants in February 2024, except for those where the managers of the buildings the restaurants were in wouldn't allow them. It says it did this because foreign visitors kept trying to give tips to staff. This was a problem because income tax would need to be paid on those tips. Japanese businesses usually file taxes for their workers, and Gyukatsu Motomura decided using a tip box would make it easier to manage those taxes. Some people online have said that the tip boxes are a good way for businesses to make more money from the increased tourism Japan has seen recently. Others, however, worry that tourists giving tips could make tipping normal and affect dining culture in Japan. Does it? Questions. How many restaurants does Gyukatsu Motomura have in Japan? What does Gyukatsu Motomura's tip box say? Tip box, thank you. Why do some people dislike the idea of tourists giving tips in Japan? Because it might affect the culture. Discussion. What are your thoughts on Gyukatsu Motomura's tip boxes? No, I think it's a good idea. Usually we have those boxes for donation. Yeah, for the areas that has earthquake or tsunami kind of thing. So I think it's tip box, but the donation may be better. So they can just donate money to the place which has the problems. Do you think tipping could? Jeez, my cat. Do you think tipping could become normal in Japan in the future? Probably not. And I do suggest to make a donation for the places which had a problem from the tips. How about that? How do you think tipping could change Japan's dining culture? That because we serve nicely, not expecting tips. That's our culture. So, oh, you're so nice, here's the money. Maybe it's just like out of our, yes, definitely out of our culture. But if you do better service, their salary should increase. So it's better to be given as a salary. Yeah. Have you ever worked in a cafe or restaurants? Yes. Was tipping allowed there now? For the discussion, have you had any great customer service experiences lately? Everywhere in Japan is most likely a very nice services. But actually recently I don't go to restaurants, so I don't know. How would you describe the service you usually get in restaurants and the cafes where you live? Very polite. And have you ever had any unpleasant experiences with waiters or restaurant staff? Yes. In other country, I had one experience which was very bad, just because we are Asians, I think, and probably we didn't speak as well as the people who lives there. So, but that happens. What do you think is the hardest thing about working in a customer-facing job? When the customer is really mad for something, it's very hard to calm them down. There is only one boss, the customer. Sven Walton, what are your thoughts on this quote? Customer is not boss. Customer is a customer.